about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Yeah, y'all gotta be with this. Y'all gotta be with this. Y'all gotta be with this.
Greetings, people. It's Bunny Love. I'm doing this video on R. Kelly. I'm actually going to be doing a few videos on him because he's in the news quite a bit right now, for different reasons. This particular video, I'm going to talk about R. Kelly and how he's basically trying to get bail. He's trying to get out on bond for health reasons. He's using health reasons as an excuse to try to get out of jail. But the judge is like, no, I'm not going to be able to help you, you know. So me personally, I don't think that R. Kelly's health issues are that severe. I really do not believe that it's major enough for him not to serve time. I want to start off by saying that the interview he did with Gayle King on CBS this morning, earlier this year, everybody should know about it. It went viral. It was all over social media, all over the news. In my opinion, R. Kelly showed his guilt. He showed his guilt like you wouldn't believe. He just pretty much, through his actions, through him getting so emotional, it proved that he did what he's been accused of. That's just my take on it. If a person is not guilty, then they're going to, any level-headed person, and we all know that R. Kelly is not level-headed based on how he performed on CBS this morning earlier this year with Gayle King. But any level-headed person would stay calm and keep their emotions under control and not carry on. And that's exactly what he did. He carried on as if he knew that the walls were closing in on him. And R. Kelly has been getting away with this, in my opinion, for years. For years. R. Kelly has not been able to, for the longest time, R. Kelly, he'd be in the news for allegations, and he'd even be in trouble with the law. But he ended up beating it every time. Now, he hasn't beat it. And he knew, because the interview with Gayle King, that was prior to his going to jail, but he knew by the time he had to start doing interviews like that, I mean, he's so much in the news and so much in the media. He knew that by the time he had to start doing those kind of interviews, big interviews with big celebrities on big time morning shows like CBS this morning, that he was in the media enough to the point where, yeah, this time he's going to get it. It all kicked off with Lifetime TV, and that documentary they did, Surviving R. Kelly. I mean, R. Kelly has always been somebody in the news for, and has always been referred to as a sexual predator. But so I'm not saying that Lifetime is what started all this, but Lifetime, that documentary, is what stirred the pot. It brought more attention on a situation that people had just kind of put in the back of their minds. Well, I mean, everybody already knew that R. Kelly was that he had allegations for this, but they just really, Lifetime shined the spotlight on this situation. And I just really think that R. Kelly knew that. R. Kelly knew that Surviving R. Kelly documentary was really going to get him in trouble. I think he knew that, like, damn, there's nothing I can do now. The gig is up. I can't run from this bullshit anymore. I really do believe that is the case here. I think R. Kelly knew during that interview that that's it, game is over, which is why he exploded like a kid. Nobody really fucks with R. Kelly anymore. Even celebrities, he does not have much celebrity backing. From what I understand, Celine Dion and Lady Gaga have both pulled their future entertainment endeavors. They've pulled them off the table. They were supposed to be doing stuff with R. Kelly, and they're not gonna do it anymore. He still has a few loyal fans. He has fans that are coming to his aid. There is a woman that, in my opinion, it was really stupid of her to put up $100,000 for R. Kelly's bail. I mean, people do what they want to do. If that's what she chooses to do, that's fine. But if it's put out in the news, if everybody's talking about it, then the public has a right to an opinion, and that's my opinion. I think that R. Kelly, any fan of his that put up that kind of money, whether they have it or not, whether they're rich and can afford to do it or not, I think that was dumb, because you don't know whether or not he did it or not. You can only go by what you believe. How do you know you're really setting free an innocent man? You could be helping a sexual predator back out on the street to continue to be a sexual predator. But obviously it was an issue for her as far as the money is concerned, because now she's asking for it back. But that's a whole separate video. I'm going to do another video on that. I got a couple videos to do on Mr. R. Kelly. But this one right here, I want to talk about R. Kelly's request for bail for health reasons is denied. What I like to do, and I always talk about this before I even really get into like the meat and potatoes of the subject in my videos. When it has to do with celebrity news or current news, I try to find what I feel as though the best article on the story. And then I like to read it out loud while I'm doing the video. It's a mixture of reading different parts of it and giving my commentary, or sometimes I'll just read the whole thing and then give my commentary. But I think this go around, I'm going to just read bits and pieces to give out some information and also give my thoughts and input, my commentary on what I think about the situation. A Brooklyn judge denied R. Kelly's bail on Wednesday. The disgraced singer is facing federal crimes for sexual assault in New York and Chicago. Prosecutors think that he's a flight risk, but his lawyers argued that he doesn't have money to leave if he wants to. Okay, well, I'm going to speak on that. I think that's bullshit. R. Kelly still has loyal fans. Even though there are celebrities that don't like him and are not going to work with him anymore, even though he has a lot of negative publicity, even though he's being accused from left and right of sexual abuse, even though he has protesters coming out demanding that they pull this man's music off of the radio, he still has some loyal fans out there. If he wanted money or needed money that bad, there is somebody that will come to his aid. If it was put out in the public's, if it's public knowledge, which it is, well, at least that's what they're saying, that R. Kelly doesn't have any money, somebody will definitely put up something for him, because there are people that still believe in this bastard. There's people that still like him. But Judge Ann Donnelly noted that the I Believe I Can Fly singer is accused of being involved with very young girls. His finances are murky, to say the least, and the home detention is requested certainly would do nothing to deter him from intimidating his witnesses. I believe that. R. Kelly, I definitely do believe he would try to intimidate his witnesses. You better believe it. R. Kelly, his outburst at that interview with Gayle King, his outburst was, he's a very emotional person. That was a complete example of how emotional he can be. And emotional people usually do try to back people in a corner if they can, that they know can ruin them. These witnesses can definitely ruin R. Kelly and send him to jail for a very long time. So intimidating his witnesses, absolutely. If he were let out, I think he would do that. Prosecutors accuse Kells of stashing music royalties in a friend's bank account, meaning he has more money than he's making it seem. Of course. Of course. It's either R. Kelly has money still, or he's got so many loyal fans that he definitely can get a hold of some money. There's no question about it. R. Kelly has been around since the late 80s, early 90s. The early 90s is when he really began to, when he really blew up with R. Kelly in public announcement. I mean, he's been around for 30 years. He's too established in the industry, regardless of whether there are celebrities that don't want to fuck with him anymore, regardless of whether or not there are, all you're going to see is the negative shit on the news. You're rarely going to see who still has, good positive feelings towards, I wouldn't call it positive feelings, but they would, good positive feelings toward R. Kelly. They're not going to promote that as much as they do the negativity. The media just loves to pump negative shit in your face. And I feel like, yes, Mr. R. Kelly definitely has a lot of supporters that they just not talking about as much. I think the only supporter that they've really been focusing on the most is the young woman that put up his bail. They've been talking about that because if R. Kelly makes bail, if he gets out, all of the details about his bail, even who posted it, is definitely going to be made worldwide news. But his actual true ride or die supporters, they're not going to talk about that as much unless there's some huge big story surrounding that they feel they cannot pass up or let go of. R. Kelly wasn't present at court. His trial begins May 18th, 2020, and it is expected to last 3 weeks. It may last longer than that. It may last longer than that. We don't know what's going to happen between now and May of 2020. Who knows? There may be other victims out there. We don't know. We don't know. So hopefully there isn't, but there could be. You don't know who may end up coming forth before then. It could be different reasons. It could be for selfish reasons to try to extort money out of him and his family. It could be to get 15 minutes of camera fame. You never know. You never know what people's motives are. So because of that, we've got all the way up until May of 2020. Who knows what's going to come out prior to then? So the trial could last longer than that. I just the young women that had to go through this unfortunate ordeal with Mr. Kelly. Allegedly, I'm going to use the word allegedly, even though I believe it, even though I believe it happened, even though I believe R. Kelly is guilty, but these are just my personal beliefs. You have some people out here that still really don't believe it. I do believe that the masses, the majority of people out here really believe he's guilty. But there, like I said, you still got some that believe in his innocence, and I don't. I don't. I really think that R. Kelly, I feel like he has gotten cocky with it. I feel like he's been doing this shit for so long, and he got cocky with it to the point where he just, almost like an attitude of, I know I'm gonna get away with it, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing, and I'm R. Kelly. I can do what the fuck I want to do. I'm a celebrity. Nobody can touch me. But that's just my opinion based on his actions. That's how he's been acting, and I just feel like you know, a manipulator, that's classic. That's classic manipulatorship. A lot of manipulators are very cocky and arrogant because they're getting away with what they're doing. And a manipulator's time only lasts but so long. Eventually, their time is going to run out. And Mr. Kelly, your time has run out. Now, he's in jail now. So I know I'm addressing him. Well, you never know. I mean, you got some people in jail with cell phones and internet access. They sneak that stuff in there. But you never know. He could very well be, we never know what's going on. He could very well be somehow or another have access to the internet to where he can see what's being posted by. Who knows? I mean, I'm addressing him head on. But Mr. Kelly, your time is up. Like I said, I doubt he's probably going to see this video. But still, Mr. Kelly, your time is up. You've been getting away with this for too long. He's been doing this too long, ever since the days of Aaliyah. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Ever since the days of Aaliyah. I mean, Aaliyah was a kid when they got together. She was only, 14, 15 years old? R. Kelly has always liked them young. He likes fresh, young meat. You can tell from his music. Seems like you're ready. What do you think that means? It seems like you're ready to go all the way. And that was a hit song of his. What do you think he's talking about? He's talking about it seems like you're ready. He's talking like that to a young girl. He wants to get with a young girl. He's telling her it seems like she's ready to have sex. I mean, that's basically, he sings about his nasty, sick sexual desires. He's been singing about this shit for years. And then you have some people, they say, well, R. Kelly has made hits. You know, I will give him credit for that. R. Kelly has made some hits. All of R. Kelly's music is not centered around filth and being a sexual predator. But that's part of his bullshit. Like you have to mix in regular music with, you know, what's really on his mind. He mostly would sing about his fantasies with children, and then on the flip side of things, he had to incorporate stuff that would reach everybody, like Step in the Name of Love. What's the name of that album? The Chocolate Factory? I believe that's the name of his album. Step, Side to Side. That was a hit. And it wasn't talking about kids. Indirectly, you know, the songs he make about, you know, being a sexual predator, you're not going to catch on right away. You have to really think and pay attention to his lyrics to really get, you know, the gist of, yeah, he's talking about a child. But he's not going to make all of his songs like that, because if he made all of his songs that way, then he wouldn't have lasted 30 years in the business. Key to Ignition, that's another hot song that didn't have anything to do. How that song go? Hot and fresh out the kitchen. Mama rolling that body, got every man in here wishing. Sipping on coke and rum. Yeah, that's Key to Ignition, right? So that's a song right there. Just I don't know. I had to think of the lyrics, like the Key to Ignition. That was like, I remember when that song came out. It was like a really, really hot. It was a really, really hot song. And it didn't have anything to do with his being a sexual predator. The song he wrote for Aaliyah, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. You know he wrote that song, right? And he's trying to get the public, he's trying to convince the public through her music that age ain't nothing but a number. I mean, he's been indirect with his bullshit for years, but he mixes in good hit club bangers like Ignition and something the older folks can kind of step in the name of love. Like he would make those type of songs too to kind of throw you off. And, well, it was also for him to make bread. He'd make money off of his music, too. I mean, money is definitely the number one factor, but it was like a mind game. It was like, you know, I'm going to give you a little bit of music about what I really think. I'm going to sing. I'm going to sing about how I feel about these children. But in order to throw you off so that you can think I'm really a great musician, I'm gonna throw some hits in there too, so you would never even suspect that I'm really a child molester. I mean, like that's my take on how he probably tried to do all of that. So, all right, you guys, that's it. I wanted to just say I was reading an article from The Source. I think The Source has really good articles on. They've been doing some really good articles on R. Kelly, and that's pretty much where I got this information from. R. Kelly will be in court May 18th, and I'm going to be doing videos about R. Kelly all the time, all the way up into this trial, all the way through the trial. Any new news that comes out, any current news about R. Kelly, I'm definitely going to talk about it. And I actually have a few more videos that I would like to do on R. Kelly today. I do want to talk a little bit about the young lady that paid $100,000 for his bail, and now she wants it back. Obviously, she could not afford it. Obviously, it was more than what she could give for her to be, so pressed to get it back. Somebody with a lot of money, they probably wouldn't care. It's like, oh, that's like a couple pennies, like this chump change, $100,000. But I don't think it was chump change to this young lady. Young African-American lady put up bail for R. Kelly, I guess because she's one of his, diehard fans. And now she wants it back. Maybe because she's starting to believe that he's guilty. Maybe. But I don't know. I'm going to read a little bit more on that story. And then I'm going to come back with a video. Thanks, you guys, for watching. I just want to say before this video ends, I'm going to have all of the information as to where you can find me on social media, other social media platforms. I'm going to have that in the description box. So if you could just look at the description box, if you're interested in following me on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, I'm going to put all that information there. Instagram, I'll put that information there. I usually put it at the end of my videos, but now I'll just put it there. But the end of this video is going to have a clip of, they made a song out of R. Kelly's bullshit on, CBS this morning. They made like a little club thing out of it, and there were some kids dancing to it, and I thought that was so funny. I mean, I know I probably shouldn't be laughing at something like this because R. Kelly is a sexual predator, and that is a serious thing. But at the time when he did that interview, I think it was back in March. It was funny. It was funny. I mean, they made a joke out of his getting so emotional, and they even danced to the music that they made out of his whining and explosion or whatever. So I have that clip at the end of this video. Check it out. Hopefully you'll enjoy it and find it as humorous as I do. Peace, you guys. Take care.
Don't tell me with this. I can't help. I can't help.
Robert.
You're killing me, man! This ain't not about music! I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it! Y'all just don't want to believe the truth! You don't want to believe it!
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Man! Y'all killing me with this!